Cool.
Let me get a drink. And
You're fine.
I'm just watching the mini
Just
fridge.
getting the stream starting. Cool. I think I fixed everything for the lag. So we have no double voices anymore. Yay. Yep. Cool. Perfect. We fixed that. Yay. Sponsored by White Claw.
And truly.
Oh yeah, have you tried all the flavors?
Yeah. I think the watermelon cucumber is my favorite, but that strawberry hibiscus is really good too. The mango chili got like a little bit of heat, but not. It's like a subtle, like sitting in the back of your mouth, like you don't even realize it's there until you are like halfway through the drink. And then lime's just normal margarita taste.
And a little aggressive on my guave, but whatever.
Gosh, you remember the Ritas, like the lemonade Ritas, and
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are so
really
good.
The Bud Lights.
Mm-hmm. I think that was like the start of the transition to the seltzer age that we're in now. And people like craft beers and drinking, but they just got tired of getting bloated. I feel like the seltzer was like a millennial creation.
I think it started in 2018, 27, late 2017 to 2018, and they've stuck. And every time we do seltzers, like drink seltzers, I always think of that skit, the Saturday Night Live skit he sent.
Yeah, it's belts and ties. Does it actually taste like belts and ties? No, it tastes like grape. It's stupid.
Is Bree singing?
Yeah, I might have to ask her to stop. She's upstairs.
Cool. Barely get her in the background. Sweet. I'm good when you guys are.
Or you can just close the door.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like I'll brag about my new headphones when I can actually get them to work properly. Gotta catch 'em up.
Oh man! Oh,
are you hungover
man,
at all, or are you
man.
just
I'm just tired.
It's ass.
And I knew I would be. Well, I figured I would sleep till noonish, but we really got up. Well, when I say 11, we really got up at well, I think she got up at 10, and so I was awake. I didn't get out of bed until 11. But I was like awake, laying there and trying to go back to sleep, and then kind of hanging out and other stuff. Ooh, that's a nice interception.
quick. Bam.
That's a misconception.
There we go. Yeah. Eagles haven't done anything. Cool. Start recording. Cool. Let's do this, guys. I was like,
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
I got this Red Bull next to me.
I was like, I have
I'll
one in
stop
my
right
truck.
here.
I'll drive it over there real quick and like,
Oh, like 4-5 different joints just popped. Oh, that was a good one. Okay. This Red Bull here from mixing last night.
what were you sipping on? Were you playing Call of Duty the entire time?
Yeah, we were playing. Yeah, we birthed the whole time. We had a fucking blast, man. And Drew's a Patriots fan, so
Yes.
At first it was just me and Kevin. At first it was just me and Kevin, and then I think Josh joined, and Josh is the guy who we might have one day, and then Drew texted asking if we had space. He was like, "I'm trying to get fucked up because like the Patriots," and so Drew just started getting lit immediately. So luckily Kevin and I already had a couple wins. So we didn't care. We were like, you be as drunk as you want to. At this point, we're just playing for fun.
That's fun. So, have you guys seen the anime Charlotte before? It's called
What's it
Charlotte.
I feel like I've heard of that.
It's pretty good. We finished. Was it finished it yesterday with Grace? It was good. It was got weirdly dark in the middle of it. But it bounced back.
I feel like I've heard of that anime.
It was called
So,
Charlotte.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that sounds
that's
funny.
also what happened. I forgot to turn the brightness down on this computer. That's also why it died so fast.
That made.
Just always keep everything plugged up.
Search.
2015 Japanese anime by PA Works and Aniplex.
It was good. It's 13 episodes, so very easy to get through.
Yeah, I've seen. I haven't watched it, but I've seen of this show.
It's interesting. It's like people have like special abilities, but they are like imperfect special abilities. What is it? One guy, like the main character, he can take over anybody's body, but only for 5 seconds. And when he's taken over somebody's body, his body just shuts off.
So like
Like Uno. Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Naruto.
Yep.
That's exactly
Mhm.
what she does.
Kind of like Yeah, sorry. I thought you said I'm like not like no wind power, no wind power there. But
Yuno doesn't do anything.
yeah,
like
and then
that.
like was it the other main character? One of the main characters you meet in like episode 1, she can turn invisible, but only to one person. So like if I'm talking to Dom and I go invisible for Dom, Twan can still see me, but Dom can't.
That's
It is very silly.
Yeah, that's
And one guy.
a very goofy power to
And
have.
then these are just main characters where you meet them in like first 2 or 3 episodes. But one of the guys, he has the power of teleportation, where he can like zoom to wherever he wants to, but he doesn't stop. He just keeps on like wherever the distance is. He has to like reverberate, like bounce back from the teleportation. So I went from here to like I don't know, here to the Christmas tree in my living room. I would instantly get there, but then I would still have to move just as much space after that in order to stop.
So essentially,
So you
he would
You
want to
teleport half the distance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that
Want
you get
to.
to where you want to go.
Well, he doesn't know that. I mean, and he doesn't really apply that. It's goofy. It's good. I recommend it. Once again, very easy watch.
You guys ready to get
Yeah.
into this?
Oh yeah, you guys never responded to the manga chapters either, but that's
Oh, I still have to read My Hero and what's
Black
the other
Clover.
one? My Hero, Black Clover, and Jujutsu. But I did read One Piece, at least a scan of it.
Man was doing some fun stuff. Man, I told you that I read the
I
scans
know you did, but
4 days ago.
But
But
I-
yeah, no, the
the Black Clover just went by way too fast. That's
Black Clover in general. Like,
yeah.
you know, you can get through a Black Clover chapter in probably less than 5 minutes because most of it's just going to be like action pages with no dialogue.
There was dialogue. Lucifer telling everybody that they pieces of shit. They don't want this work.
pointless. Pointless.
Yeah, Lucifer was like, the fact that you humans didn't just get on your knees and beg and said you tried to rise up to me, it makes me fucking sick.
What was the word that he chose? He chose a word in the chapter this week. What?
Violence?
I think he probably did say
He did
useless.
say. I mean, he said pointless every time like somebody tried to attack him. But what was it? There's like a word that he said. I was like, that's a very descriptive word for what this situation calls for. Look it up. Yeah, prostating. That's
Oh,
Prostrate
he did.
yourself.
He did the most.
that's what I was like. That was like
one
that's
of
a
my
weird
favorite-
choice of words to use in this situation right now. But
Lucifer did one of my favorite, like, most disrespectful things that the anime characters do. The same thing that Ichigo did to Aizen,
Oh, come up in your face and then
where he's at a distance from you, then all of a sudden his hand is on your face and he's throwing you. Like the panel of Acer Silva catching Mario Leona, and the next thing, and like trying, and at the same time trying to attack Lucifer, and all of a sudden Lucifer's like right beside him with his hand on his face and sends him flying. It's the goddamn disrespect of Lucifer. Makes like he's my favorite devil hands down so far.
it's just such a good chapter. Listen, like when I got to the end of it, I was like, I just want more. I did want more of that this week. Just that panel with all the captains too, being like, we never give up because we are the
okay,
strongest.
I'm done with
Yeah.
Black Clover now.
then homegirl tries to throw in this is a dream world, and he was like pointless.
Yeah, but prostrate, that just means like, you know, to completely get down on your hands and knees and just submit yourself to me.
Not to be confused with a prostate,
Yeah.
which is in your booty.
Press.
Which is in the yeah.
Yeah, we can get started. Oh yeah, Twan, how you feeling?
Today I'm feeling fine. It's just biting down with my front teeth has not been fun these past couple of days because
They're moving.
yeah, and
Everything-
so
Everything
it's
gets so
fine.
nice and sensitive. It makes it
Yeah.
so much fun.
you're like, I could only eat with the right side of my mouth. Well, because the first day I got cookout and it was fine, but the every day after has been like, oh, you know what? So I went and got pudding, applesauce,
Soft
Yogurt.
foods.
mashed potatoes. We had Salisbury steak the second night, so like mac and cheese, stuff that was just like easy to eat. Excuse me.
Yeah. What audio are we hearing from you, Matt? Is that us?
Okay. No, just. Nope, I'm good.
Let me get one more
Okay.
beer.
That,
Man,
yeah.
Twan Power through that shit.
Well, if he's gonna have beer, the backup beer. Never. Jesus Christ, Tampa Bay. God damn.
Never fear. Emergency beer is here. Well, your gift has been pushed back till the 1st of February. So who knows when it's gonna get here, guys?
Bruh. Yeah, I can smell that Kara just finished making the mac and cheese downstairs.
Oh, which I haven't.
No, her mom made mac and cheese when she was over there the other day, and then like gave Kara some to actually heat up in the oven. Like she made the mixture, she just didn't bake it, so Kara just finished baking it. But yeah, Matt, I just saw that play too. The whole defense was, oh my, he had him wide open for a touchdown. Oh my god, I can't watch this fucking game.
It's frustrating because I did want the Eagles win.
Yeah, get Tom Brady out.
Soon Tom Brady.
Okay. Time to get your head in the game.
Okay, Zac Efron.
Gaming.
I just got it.
All right, that's fine. I'm going to go with it for opening.
No, please don't.
It's happening.
What's up, feasters? Welcome back to another great episode of the Anime Feast. I'm Dominique, and as always, with me are my co-hosts, the wonderful and talented Tawan.
What up? You guys ready to get your head in the game?
Fucking awful. And the even more talented and wonderful because of that, Matthew.
I'm ready to game if you guys are. God.
I feel like it would have been better if I feel like it would have been better if you're like, I'm more game than you are. I don't know.
It's gonna be a long one, guys.
I mean, you're no king of games. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! King of games, even though he's only good at one game.
He's the king of games, that game being Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, it's Duel Monsters.
It's all right. It's Duel Monsters. He is Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. We call it Yu-Gi-Oh! In the real world, but...
Yeah. What do you mean? Is that not the real world?
I know, Kaiba, they did have a ship go across the thing and had holograms. Actually, I'm still mad.
Kaiba is lit.
I'm still mad. Like, we should have a hologram. Like, we should really have, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Technology by now.
Ooh, the thing is, I didn't care to summon Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters. I just wanted to summon my goddamn Bit Beast from Beyblade.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's what I wanted. That's all I wanted in life, was to summon my Bit Beast.
Man. Did you guys used to have, like, the big, thick ones that would absolutely destroy everything else?
Well,
no, like...
Yeah,
context.
In fact, I do.
No, like, they were just, like, the Beyblades, but they were just, like, I don't know, they had, like, an extra metal bar in the middle of it.
So there are actually defense and attack type Beyblades.
No. But that attack, defense, and stuff is based off of their spin, rotation, and pattern. What Matt's talking about is there was a specific year of the Beyblade, because they did different types throughout the show. There was a specific one that had that metal bar in the middle. I know what you're talking about, Matt, because I did have one that had that metal ring. I just don't remember which one it was. I think it was the one, like, I think it was when they first introduced whatever team it was that started to destroy every, like, our main team's Beyblades. They had the metal gears in them. Wasn't metal? It wasn't metal.
Fun fact: never owned a Beyblade.
Oh, you missed out.
Oh,
you missed out.
I had so many Beyblades. It was the best.
Never owned one. I was like, it's just tops. Why do I want tops?
I even looked up tournaments. I looked up, like, where tournaments were, like, how to get into tournaments, because eventually I wanted to go to one. I was all about Beyblading back in the day, man.
I will say that I'm definitely a big Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament guy. So, like, as a kid, like, I don't know if any of you guys know, our audience has ever been to one of these, because I haven't seen one in years, but a Books A Million. There's a Books A Million in our hometown, and they would have a tournament every Saturday. So that's what I did on my Saturday mornings, was from, like, like 9 to, like, 2 o'clock afternoon playing Yu-Gi-Oh with a bunch of random people. So I was like that kind of
That's
nerd.
cool.
I forgot Yu-Gi. I forgot Books a
I
Million
know
existed.
that's what the
Yeah.
Books a Million that was here in Raleigh. It turned into a Dollar Tree. That is where the Dunkin' Donuts I used to work at way back in the day. That's definitely not there anymore.
Books, Books a Million is better than Barnes and Noble though. All hands down.
From what I can recall, yes, I would agree.
It's like Barnes and Noble was just cool because they had like the audio section, like at least one in Triangle Town Center, which is I'm pretty sure is still there. But like it was the first 2-story bookstore I ever knew. But also like I also had like the CD section and stuff like that, where you can like go and listen to like all songs before you actually buy.
Yeah, and you had audiobooks and stuff over there too. Gosh, good old times. And you had things on CD. How many of you guys remember stuff on CD?
How many of you guys remember burning your own CDs?
Plenty.
What?
Plenty. Yeah.
All right, go to LimeWire
No.
or Crossfire. Illegally download my song. Give it
I was
like-
the title artist.
LimeWire. Oh,
Send that
no matter what you typed in LimeWire, the first like 3 results was always some porn. Doesn't matter what.
Or it's like that Bill Clinton clip. Like I did not
my
ask
God,
for that
yeah.
woman, but I did use freecds.com to.
Then you had to go to Google to find the image. Go into your
Yeah.
iTunes, upload the image into your iTunes with the song
yeah,
and
so
the
you
album
had
cover.
Album cover, yeah. It's
These
No,
kids
you-
don't know what we went through.
I was like to say even go and buy CDs because CDs weren't the cheapest things either. I remember getting like the stack, like what, like 80,
Or if
like
you-
80 disc stack to burn your CDs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
or you had a CD changer in your car. Like you could have like 5 or 6 CDs where you didn't have to have like you
Those
had
are
to switch it out
fancy.
every time. Yeah.
Those.
I remember the old Avalon I drove. It had a 12 CD thing, but you didn't change it from like where you're sitting. It was in the trunk. So you had to pop the thing out from the trunk and then change the CDs out, and then you had to like write down where what CD you want to listen to because you didn't know which one was in what number.
Yeah, I had a CD changer in my first Honda Accord, and then they got stuck, and I could never get them out, so I never played CDs in there again.
I remember
So,
that
Yeah.
now. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I had like a 6-disc CD changer, and it just got stuck, so I had to just start listening to the radio after that, and it was a sad day. But yeah, well, if you guys haven't realized that we're going to be talking about gaming this episode, it's all kinds of gaming that has been related to anime in our lives and what we grew up on. So we started out with Yu-Gi-Oh, King of Games and
I was
Duel
like-
Monsters, and I definitely played a couple Yu-Gi-Oh video games as well,
What was it?
all of which have been
Duel's
great.
Kingdom, I believe it was, where you like went around, like unlocked like the different characters and played different ones on the Game Boy Advance.
Yes, I didn't play that one. I had one on my GameCube where it was like Duelist Kingdom, but you kind of like went through like a wilderness and you like ran into people kind of like you do with Pokemon, and you have to like build your deck and you win cards off of people, and it was just a good time. It's a hard time though, but
I just remember like the AI, like the main characters, like they had decent AI, but like Yugi and Kaiba and like Pegasus, they had like very smart AI. But after you learn how to manipulate the game, and when you actually get good cards,
can we just
What,
take one
like-
second to
like-
talk about
like
how?
Exodia or the Egyptian god
Just-
Ra?
Man, I would have been so mad at I forget his name, but the bug guy. If he threw my Exodia cards off that boat, we would.
Yeah, we talked about the
Yes.
because he's going with him. He's going right with him.
Yeah, you're getting thrown off the boat too. Because
Yep.
if you didn't care, I don't care.
I,
Also, we're in Duelist Kingdom, and no one's gonna care because people started using the Shadow Realm and like literally sending mugs to another dimension
Yep.
to
Why-
kill themselves.
why would he
So-
even give him the cards? Like, oh, let me see Exodia real quick before, like you just met.
Because
you just-
He's
such
a nice
trusting-
guy.
He's such a trusting person.
He's like, what? Oh my gosh, the Exodia God cards, and he's like, oh yeah, an opponent on this island trying to win his money too. It's like, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna. It's like I'm gonna give you my sword so you can look at it. No,
it just pissed me off. At least was he the first person that you beat when he got on the island too?
I think Yugi might have went after him. Like it's been so long since I watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't think he was the first one, but he was very early on. And then because it was like our first iteration into seeing like, hey, it's not just playing cards on this table anymore. It's we're have like full ass holograms like you saw when he first played Kaiba. Also, Kaiba talks so much shit and could not back it up against anyone. Well, he backed it up against Yugi. Also, anytime Joey Wheeler was on the screen, he was getting roasted every time. Gosh, Kaiba did not like Joey.
No, yeah. I remember watching a video and someone like was saying how he would just flame Joey anytime he talked. Your sister's sick. You suck at dueling. You got a stupid ass red eyes black dragon. Well, I have the great blue eyes white dragon. Like just roasting Joey every time he said something.
See, I like Joey. He's always the underdog. And we continue, thank you for watching us on YouTube if you're watching this live, and if you are also watching us afterwards, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube page, Anime Feast. And thank you for joining us. But no, Joey, man, the Red Eyes Black Dragon, when the Red Eyes Black Dragon and the Summon Skull fused together, that was by far my favorite card. The Red Eyes Skull Dragon.
Honestly, the Summon Skull was like I feel like a slept-on card. Like it was better than the Dark Magician overall, in my opinion. Like, but Yugi always like went like they had the same attack, but I feel like the Summon Skull came in clutch more often than the Dark Magician. But
best believe when I was dueling with my friends and stuff, that Summon Skull was way more than Dark Magician. So I was like, that Dark Magician's a waste of a move for me.
It was. I mean, plus you had to sacrifice 2 cards to summon the Dark Magician, or you can do 1 for the Summon Skull. It just didn't make any sense to have Dark Magician.
Exactly.
And then why was it always Dark Magician versus Blue Eyes White Dragon when it's clearly like
Blue Eyes?
Blue Eyes is actually clearly the better card. So like Yugi, find a better card.
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Nah, I said I'm gonna find Dark Magician Girl.
And instead of having just 1 Dark Magician, let me have 3. It's not, man.
But yes, guys, sorry. It's so fun to talk about these like old nostalgic things and what we all went through. It was really great. But to get kind of back into the video game side of things, there were so many that we played growing up. And still play to this day. Like I know Tuan was playing Pirate Warriors 4 the other day. And just the whole One Piece Pirate Warriors genre in general, I never knew it was a thing until I was over at Tuan's one day years ago. I think it was the first or second one. And he showed me and we started playing together. And it's just so much fun. So like now, then I started buying them myself. I also have Pirate Warriors 4. And it's cool because it's like it has a storyline to it. But its storyline doesn't go. It's not proper. It goes like Alabasta, and then all of a sudden to like Water 7, and then it jumps to Marineford, and then all of a sudden you're at Whole Cake Island.
Yeah, it just gets a lot. But I mean, older versions of the game they do go in order. Like I know one of them they went to Skypiea. So I definitely remember playing with Inaru, but in the most recent iteration you don't get to play with him. But yeah, it's just a fun. I don't know if you guys have ever played, like Hyrule Warriors. Also, is like a game like that where you just go around fighting a lot of weak enemies, and then you have like a stronger boss, which is going to be one of the characters that you actually know. But it's just fun using their moves, going around killing tons of enemies. So, fun fact about the first time we played Pirate Warriors, I got the game from Japan and did not know how to read any of the title screens, but eventually we're able to just get into a game, and then after that we're like good to go. But didn't care about the storyline, objectives, or anything like that.
I was like, you couldn't even tell what objective you had to do because you still couldn't read it. They had arrows to point to where you need to go. Like, okay, I guess we go here now.
But it's so fun because there are also so many fun characters to use. Like Kizaru, hands down my favorite character. Just because of how fast he is and being light, but like his attacks were like they were in One Piece. So like his light beams would shoot and like blow up. Like just running through people left and right. Like the Yagata mirror was one of my favorite things to do because he just goes and like reflects in a zigzag pattern, and then that like sends people into the sky, and then he blows everybody up. Oh, it was amazing. But you got to be careful though in that game because there are some characters like that are fun to play with, and then you have characters like Marco who are the fucking
Yes.
worst to play with. Because
Yeah.
Marco, there's no control. There's no controlling Marco in his Phoenix form. When he's flying, he's just kind of anywhere. You could be on the left side of the map, press 2 buttons, he's on the right side of the map, and you're like, how the fuck did this happen? Well, I told you to go straight.
Yeah, because there are different types of characters. Like there's power, speed, technique, and then I think like aerial. And Marco's definitely an aerial type character, and it's just like hard to like lock on to any one character. So you'll like even like a straight attack is just like a combo, and he'll like move from one side of the screen to the other, and then like there's no simple direction for Marco. So it's just like that's not how I wanted to go with the enemy I wanted to attack. But thanks for doing whatever you
And
did.
isn't that where the time Shank's like time magic power, not magic power, but Shank's ability really came in is from the Pirate Warrior games? Because when you play a Shanks, like he can like stop time or something like that, if I remember correctly.
I think it was more of like a hockey technique, but I'm not sure. I remember there was one technique where he would like just drink a big cup of sake because I think the most that we had seen with him was like him interacting with Whitebeard at that point and just drinking that big sake, and it would like I guess like knock other people out, which I think related to his Conqueror's hockey. But yeah, and then I think he had a sword at that point too, so he would slash people kind of like Mihawk.
And that's all he does right now. In the current iteration, it's just him walking around, and pretty much every attack is a hockey-based attack. So interestingly enough, the game actually shows us that you could, put Conqueror's hockey on your weapon and use it that way before the anime did. Because we really just got to that in the anime, or in the manga, should I say. But Shanks in the game actually kind of shows that because that's all he does is put hockey on his weapons or just spews out his hockey. So I can't wait to learn more about Shanks, though, guys. Movie Red, I can't wait. Like I know I don't think he's the main focus. I think it was something as a main focus, but I want so much more out of that movie. I can't wait to learn more about Shanks, and then hopefully I'll also see him in Elbaf in the actual anime and manga.
Yeah, I was saying. Well, yeah, that's off topic for another episode. But I was saying that he is the current, not overlord, but the protector of Elbaf. That's currently his territory.
Elbaf's his territory, or that's the theory.
That would be exciting to see. Another game that near and dear to my heart is Naruto Ninja Storm. Any of the Ninja Storm iterations, but yes, great game if you love a good fighting game. It's not super fair with all the characters because there's definitely like most of the Itachis have an upper hand on most other characters, but it's definitely a great fun fighting game. Good mechanics, great finishing moves, like good easy to use combos that you don't really have to like worry about like XYZ, worried about learning a combo like Mortal Kombat. That's why I was always bad at Mortal Kombat games because I was never like willing to learn like one character just whole combo list.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
So many characters, and it's like you have to pick one, and then if it's like you've committed to the wrong one, you're like, oh, I messed up and put all this time into it anyway.
Exactly. But Ninja Storm is just a great game. One of the most frustrating fights, though, I remember is with Kakuzu. Just because you have to fight his iterations of the souls that he's taken and uses for his protection. Like one's like fire, one's earth, one's wind. And it's just like a whole rigmarole to like fight them. And then also the tailed beasts, because you're like fighting them on one life. And then in between the battle between each tailed beast, you'll gain HP based on how much damage you did and like how little damage you take. And if you aren't like good enough at not taking damage, then it's just going to be a bad time for you. I remember like getting frustrated and rage quitting like a couple times on the tail beast and Kakuzu specifically.
That's the frustrating thing I have about like fighting games in general is like, oh, you need to block. It's like, I just want to punch. Attack.
I will say I played the storyline of all the Narutos though because they were just really enjoyable. But what was really interesting was I think it is Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, or it was 3, one of the two. It starts out with actually Madara versus Hashirama.
Yeah. I
That
think it
are
was
like
3 or
yeah, I
4.
think it's 3.
Yeah.
And it like that was the first time it was kind of done that, and like kind of like and it was really enjoyable because you got to also try it out in the demo before you got the game, because you got to like do that scene so you knew if you wanted it or not, and it was really fun just to kind of have those aspects to it, and a fight that we all would have like enjoyed being able to do, because you didn't get to do it in the previous games. Like we knew about the story, we knew about that bag fight with them, but you actually got to do the fight. So I love kind of going through story modes of certain games sometimes, but I also love the open world concept, which is why I loved One Piece Pirate Warriors, because some of it's storyline, but at the same time you're just running around a large map with thousands of enemies and then you and a few allies, and you just get to beat up everybody, and that's fun.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was actually one of my frustrating things with Ninja Storm, because like some of the open worldness of that game was like just trying to find out where you need to be. So like
Oh my god,
you'd have to run all the way from like Konoha to the village in the sand, and I'm just like, yo, this is taking like 15 minutes. Like, can I just not like fast travel?
Find a certain scroll hidden somewhere.
Yeah, it could be frustrating when you're just trying to do something like that. But like the fight and like game mechanics that way, top tier.
But that's why like another open world game I really love was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Like I really enjoyed playing through that, and what was beneficial about Kakarot was that it also like allowed like my wife to get into Dragon Ball Z, because she was able to like watch me just play the game, and Kakarot goes through pretty much the whole storyline up to right before Super. So it was like just really cool for her to like know at this point, who Boo is, who Cell is, Team Gohan versus the Great Saiyaman, all of that stuff. Oh, Saiyaman, Boo. But like it's also really fun because it's open world, lots of flying around. You do have the goals, but at the same time you can have a good time. And they have new DLCs where they did add the super storyline into the DLC. They added in the Future Trunks storyline as well, with Future Gohan. So like I'm gonna play that at some point. So where I get to be one-armed Gohan fighting the androids, and then Trunks after that. So I'm loving what they've done so far.
Now because that's like the old Dragon Ball Z games, they just like rinse repeat everything, just like the storyline over and over, and then they finally did something different. Until like then they do I can't remember like the all in between from like, because I know you did Budokai Tenkaichi, Tenkaichi, yeah.
Tenkaichi. So you had Dragon Ball Z. I think it was just Budokai's at first, or Tenkaichis, and then it was Budokai Tenkaichis, and those were the top tiers.
I didn't get into those. I did the Budokai 2, and that's why in the video, that's why I have the Budokai 2, because I played many hours of that game. And I like that one too, because it wasn't just like, oh, like here's a storyline that you already know. It was like some like board game style fights. I thought it was the first.
Yeah.
Like the like tournaments, and like I don't remember any character being overly powered. I just remember, I mean, like Goku and everybody and Frieza. Like whenever you get to the final form, it drained your ki faster. But aside from that, it was just fun. I mean, put lots of hours into that game.
That's Kakarot kind of does the same thing now. Like with Kakarot, if you go Kaioken, then it'll drain your health. While if you go Super Saiyan, it'll drain your ki and stuff. So I think that's kind of dope that they did that. That is like an actual asset, a facet of the game,
because it does take energy to just be in that form anyway. Like,
yeah,
it's what
you can't just do it indefinitely. But
unless you're Super Saiyan Gohan and Goku training to fight Cell.
Yeah.
Then you just stay in Super Saiyan form all the time.
I still love Dragon Ball Z. The bridge is like we don't know how to turn this off. We don't know how to turn it off. Actually, it's kind of concerning. It's like, oh well.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to not be able to like not be Super Saiyan. You're just like automatically just power boosted indefinitely.
But then that becomes your base, and then like blah, that's your base.
But a game that's similar to Kakarot is Dragon Ball Z Saga. I don't know if anyone's ever played it, but it's also like an open world. You get to go through. I think it goes up to the Cell Saga. I think that's as far as it goes. I don't think it goes.
Was
to
that one
Boo,
the Game
but
Boy?
no, it was actually I actually played it on GameCube, but I remember being on PlayStation as well. But it is just an open world. You go through and you fight. Like I remember specifically, like fighting Raditz. So you'll fight like Saibamen. Saibamen are one of the most annoying characters to fight in any Dragon Ball Z game because like they have a smaller hitbox in general as well. So sometimes like just punching them won't work because they're smaller. But
is on
you go
GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox.
yeah, Dragon Ball Z Sagas. If you never played it, it was great because you had to go around and like if you low on health, you had to find some senzu beans or you had to find capsules for capsule port because you need something for like a rocket ship. So, but you'd be on Namek and you had to go and fight like the Ginyu Force and then like the other of Frieza's minions just while you're going along trying to fight get to Nappa or get to Captain Ginyu or any of the other people that you fight along the main story of the game. So you end up playing Gohan, you end up playing, Piccolo, Goku, depending on which part of the story that you were in. And it was a co-op game as well. So like, say if it was the fight with Raditz, you'll default to be Goku. But like if you're playing with your friend, Piccolo will also be there. And then you'll fight as Piccolo and you have all his movesets. And then he fights as Goku and he has his moveset. So it was a pretty
You guys remember when couch co-op was a thing?
It's like
yes.
Every game allowed you to do couch co-op.
Well, with Michael, we had to almost like pick out 2-player games exclusively because we didn't want to watch each other just play a one-person game.
I can see that. Unless it has two people, don't get it.
I don't know why it just didn't dawn on us way back then. I guess because we both want to be playing, but it's like trading off the controller. It's such a thing now, but like no, like when we're at least when me and Mike were kids. I mean, like it's like why would we do that when we can both be playing at the same time instead?
I get it, and it's also like kids are impatient, and you just didn't have the patience that you do now. You're like, oh, I don't mind watching. Because you watch people play games now. And it's just like, oh, it's a whole thing. It's called Twitch and, YouTube and all these other things. But it's like, when you're a kid, it's like, no, I want to play. Fuck watching him play. Why does he deserve to play more than me? He can watch me play, but I'm not going to just sit here on the couch and watch him.
Speaking of Twitch, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/athletic_geek.
And sprinkle that in.
Nice self-promo.
Athletic_geek.
No, we had to trade off we had 15-minute intervals of the Game Boy, like trading off the Game Boy when one of us lost it or something. I can't remember. I don't know why we.
I was like, speaking of the Game Boy,
yeah.
one of the hands down best games on Game Boy is Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. That's how you know we're best friends, because I was gonna say the same shit.
Yeah, I specifically remember getting my first Game Boy, which was yellow, and then also my first Game Boy game, which was Pokemon Yellow, for my birthday. I think I was like 10 or something like when it happened. But I remember specifically being upset with the game because, you go through, you get your Pokemon. Obviously, I chose Squirtle because water is always the best starter.
You lie.
Okay, that's an argument for another day. Also, grass is the worst starter.
You lie again.
Unless you're choosing Chikorita.
Oh, bag of lies.
But getting through the forest, like in the first game, the bug forest, I remember getting to the end and then the screen was just black and there was a sign. And I was like, damn, I gotta go to the next part because I looked through the forest. I didn't see any other way to get through. Just had to push through. But I just never kept going. So that was my first rage quit moment with Pokemon. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I've been trying for 3 hours to get through this forest. And I can't figure out what to do. The sign didn't give me any inclination of what to do. So I just kept going, and I didn't think to just press up again. And I was just stuck in the forest for a day.
I forgot about the bug forest, and which is crazy because that is the first true test in a lot of the Pokemon games, and it is where you just get to go in there and get really annoyed at battling 65 different bug catchers, and you're like, I do not care to battle your Kakuna that's just going to use Harden and your Caterpie that's going to use String Shot. Leave me the fuck alone. I just want to get out.
Also, do you guys remember, like, I don't know, in the red and blue, and then I guess when they remade it, the red and green, where like that forest was the only place that you could catch a Pikachu. Also, Pikachu's not that great, but I would take the time to like look in that forest for at least like 2 hours to at least try and catch a Pikachu.
Yeah, I think it was like what 5% encounter rate.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't think I ever tried to get a Pikachu in any of the games.
No,
I did. I definitely did.
I think
was
Ruby
like,
and Sapphire was the first time I went out my way to get a Pikachu because it was in the Safari Zone. So you just happen to walk up into it.
Oh, the
Kids.
Safari Zone. The place
Pikachu's
to,
not worth it.
the place to go to.
Man,
Go give me a Kangaskhan.
Yes, that's what I was the Safari Zone. A Genghis-Khan and a
Chansey,
Chansey.
which I never.
It's the only reason I go. It's the only reason I
Two
would go.
Pokemon I never caught. Yeah, no,
Really?
like Chansey, like even I've caught a couple Taurus's, but like Chansey never caught Kangaskhan. I think I just didn't. I got too frustrated of just like walking around there because I always ran into like Nidorinos and Nidorans. Nothing. Chansey would never populate, and Kangaskhan would never for me.
I think
Also,
another
I would-
Pokemon I never got to catch. Obviously not in that zone, but was a Lapras. I don't recall ever getting a Lapras.
So you had to trade.
No, you didn't have to trade. It was a
I
gift
think it was-
Pokemon after like the Giovanni.
Yeah,
but if you had a full party, he would be like, "Oh, just come back later and get this from me." Until then, Gold and
Yeah.
Silver, I believe Lapras was like on a Wednesday in a cave that you could catch the Lapras.
Guys remember going to the gambling town and then just like gambling, getting a bunch of coins, and then going to buy an Abra or
Yeah.
buying a Dratini?
Oh yeah, that's the
That
only
was,
way you could
that was the
get
best way to get
Yeah,
the
I was like,
Dratini. Yeah, absolutely. I thought you were gonna go with the gambling. It's like now we're in gambling debt as adults and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that was also the only way to get like a Porygon.
Yeah.
No, you.
I
Who-
remember.
Did you actually play at the games to get Porygon, or did you just win enough battles through the Elite Four and then bought the coins and then go over to the next door and buy the Porygon?
Oh, I would play the games for like maybe an hour, and then I'd just get frustrated. But also, I remember like going to the gambling town to go up to the roof to buy like a lemonade to get like all these HMs and
Yes.
TMs, or like because I was like, oh great, I need to get Ice Beam, and Ice Beam is one of my favorite like ice attacks, and I thought that like any water Pokemon I had was gonna learn Ice Beam. Just it was gonna happen.
Oh my goodness.
Also, I remember playing Pokemon so much I got good at like the one I always had an HM slave. I just did because you gotta have some Pokemon that you're gonna teach cut and all these useless other moves that you don't want them to have. The only good one was like Fly and Surf. The only ones worth having that actually were good in battle. But
Yeah.
Flash, completely useless. So I had to like I actually got so good at going through the caves, like I was able to navigate the cave without using Flash and run into all the enemies. Also had two like different ways of playing as I was growing up. One was like, okay, don't fight any of the enemies, and then one is like, I gotta fight every enemy. That was when I was just like, let me overpower my team and then just like destroy through every town.
That was kind of me. What I liked to do was just strengthen up my Pokemon so that when I did get to whatever gym it was, I'm a solid 10 levels above, and I'm just gonna run through the shit
Oh, yeah,
and
right.
get moving. Yeah, like I don't want to be, your Pokemon is level 32 and mine is level 31, 32 as well. No. I'm coming to your gym with level 50 Pokemon. I'm gonna run through your shit. I'm gonna keep moving.
Also, the hardest gym leader I've ever fought has got to be Wendy,
Whitney.
from the Gen 2 with that fucking
Yeah,
Miltank.
Wendy,
Roll out
Whitney's
again.
Miltank.
Roll
Yeah.
out again.
No, like I
gym battle I've ever
no, and
had.
her rollout
For
never
no
missed either.
reason.
Like I don't remember, and
Yes.
it never missed. Like it was like, oh yeah, by the way, like it's like, oh I can beat this Pokemon, but she's on her 5th rollout with Miltank, and who has a high attack anyway.
Also, you get that one attack and it's just like that much left. Super potion.
Yeah. I remember because
Yes,
like when you would fight the normal like the normal Pokemon trainers, no one needs the potion, no one needs anything. You would just defeat their Pokemon, and then you get to those gym leaders, especially Whitney, and then all of a sudden you're like almost about to win, and then they will throw out them super and hyper potions, and you're like, you're not supposed to do this, NPC. You're not supposed to know how to do this. You don't have potions.
Gosh, that she's definitely the most frustrating gym leader I've ever had to face. Like, I would rather fight the Elite. I was less frustrated fighting the Elite Four than I was fighting her.
Yep.
Hands down.
She was the worst. Actually, her and Claire were probably the two hardest ones. The dragon trainer, the dragon gym leader.
I wasn't even worried.
No, the
Like,
Kingdra
I
just
wasn't
wrecked
even
me every
worried about the
time. It's like you can't use Thunder on the Kingdra because it's part dragon, so it has a resistance to it.
Yeah, so it doesn't do anything. And then the Ice Beam also takes out half of the effect, so it's just like a normal attack. Also,
Yeah.
Kingdra made Horsea like a top tier
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Siege was alright. But
Even Seadra made it cool. But yeah, also
you
the work,
gotta get to Kingdra.
also the
make it
work
work.
that you have to do to go from like Magikarp to Gyarados is way too much.
it's level 20.
and
What do you mean too much?
But fighting,
It knows splash, and then it
You
at
only-
one point learns tackle, and that's it.
yeah, Matt. also, can I talk about like the EXP share has become way too easy
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion, because
Okay, old man.
Back in my day.
it goes
Back in my
it
day,
goes to
you
the
had
whole team. It's the whole team. It's too easy. Like, we didn't get that when we were kids. You got whatever Pokemon held the EXP share. That's the Pokemon that got the XP.
Back
But
in
now
my
it's just
day,
like,
you
oh,
had
your
to
whole
fight
team.
for it. You had to put the right Pokemon in the right
Mhm.
spot.
You
you
only do
have-
one
you
at a
have-
time. You don't get your whole party. Kids have it easy too.
Back in my day, we had to walk up and down the
We had to-
hill.
we had to- both-
Both
In,
ways.
in the snow.
uphill
In the-
both ways.
Ain't nobody write me.
Like, I agree, the XP share does make it easier, but it is what it is.
It's less grinding for everything.
Yeah.
Also, let us know in the comments how you consider yourself beating a Pokemon game. Is it just beating the Elite Four? Is it catching all the Pokemon? Wasn't me. I was a very elitist. Like, only strong people need to be caught. Anybody else is just garbage and in my way, or is a stepping stone.
All I'm gonna say is, the theme song quite clearly says, "Gotta catch 'em all."
It says it on the game box.
Gotta beat
Granted,
them all.
granted, I have never done that until Pokemon Sword.
Gotta beat them all. I crush everyone with an iron fist. That's why I'm leader of the Elite Four. You know, the champion of the world.
You caught all of them in Sword, Dom?
Yes, I caught every type in Sword, and then the first DLC I got all of them in that, and then the second DLC I think I'm missing like 10 or 12, and obviously you have to trade some because they're exclusives between Sword and Shield. But yeah, well, I wasn't gonna do it until Wallace and Allison. You know, really Wallace, he talked about how he needs all of them and we're trading and stuff like that. And so, because he needed all of them, and I was like, his friend with Sword, I went and caught some, and then I ended up being like, I'll catch everything. So, yeah, I have everything except for the latest DLC, which I'm only missing a few from that.
That's impressive. I do not have the care to do it, but that's impressive.
It's not too difficult.
It
It's there is one challenge though, on the Owl of Armor that's really fucking annoying. And this is one dude, he wants you to go find all of his all of his Digletts. He has Alolan Digletts, and they all escape. I think it's like 51 or is it 101? It's a lot. It's a lot of Digletts, and he's like, I need you to go find them. And the only part of the Alolan Digletts you can see are those blonde strands of hair on this game, and you can barely see them no matter where you are. And it's not like hey, they're all in this small part of the Alolan branch. They are in the Isle of Armor section. They're in like the entire DLC of the Alolan section or of the Isle of Armor section, and you're like, bro, that's like 20 different areas. Why did you? What is this?
He lost his Diglett.
Oh, also, guys, let us know in the comments which is your favorite generation of Pokemon game. Mine is personally Gen 4 with Platinum, Diamond, and Pearl.
Never played any of them.
Gosh,
You're missing out.
never played any of the
Platinum?
Pokemon games, or never played that iteration.
Clearly what
Yeah.
you're talking about. I just said how I've played
Mhm.
Pokemon games. I'm clearly talking about Diamond, Pearl,
Hey,
and Platinum.
you got to be specific.
Now-
But
No, it's called
also-
context
Mhm.
clues.
also, Platinum is the best Pokemon game that I've ever
I
played.
think Platinum's the best I've played, but
Also-
Generation 2 is my favorite because you get to go back to the Kanto region and still play a whole second game.
I will say that is great. Like, I feel like you got the most bang for your buck in Soul Silver and
Yeah.
Heart Gold. Also, Silver over
No.
Gold. Give me Lugia
You're
over
probably
Ho-Oh every time.
I agree. Actually, I think I agree with that.
no. I'm a Ho fan.
Also,
Gold.
it is, I
Can't make
feel
a
like
wife out of a hoe. Oh.
oh. Also, I feel like it's kind of ridiculous to give me a legendary Pokemon that I may kill in the wild because they spawn sporadically. Talking about the legendary
Yeah.
dog specifically, like that's a frustration for me.
So
Like,
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was gonna ask this question to y'all. What is your favorite legendary trio? And I'll preface this by giving my answer first and why this came up. Because at work, for a long time in one of our Slack messages, every hour there'd be an update of like whoever was on call, and then they would be assigned to Pokemon, and sometimes it would be legendaries. And currently they only had like the Gen 1, Gen 2 stuff in there. And a coworker is also a big Pokemon person, and we were talking about these things, and I was expressing how like when he asked me who my favorite was, and it took me a minute to think about it because I wasn't sure. And then I was kind of like, I think I do like the legendary dogs the most, specifically Suicune. I think Suicune is my favorite. So then I want to know you guys, who's your favorite, like just trio, not just of the dogs, but like out of all the legendary trios, who's your favorite? And remember, I didn't play Platinum in them, so I don't really know Rayquaza and them that well. Or no, sorry, Palkia and Dialga and them that well.
I thought you were
honestly,
talking about
when you said when
was it the Lake Spirits, but
yeah, like that's another thing. Like the spirits, I feel like are useless and kind of need to discount them, like the Uxie, Azelf, and something like that.
Mesprit, something like that.
Mesprit, that's
useless.
But also like the regular trios are also trios. Like you think about, I think Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, that's a trio in itself. But then I also think about like the Reggies for that. And it's like Regice, Registeel, Regirock.
But those are your semi-legendaries, aren't they?
They're your what legendaries?
Semi-legendaries. Because they're like semi-legendary types, and then there are the actual legendary types.
No, they are legendaries, just like they would be equivalent to the dogs in that iteration of the game, because like Regigigas, like there's only one, you can only have one chance of like getting them.
Mm.
But like I think about that as well, and I'm just like, because I probably would say if it was just the trio, it'd be Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. Just gosh, they are pretty fucking awesome. But I do like, I probably like second is probably Rayquaza, Groudon, and Kyogre. Because I love their actual ability is not I just like their actual ability, which is not just pressure, which a lot of legendaries get, which is just to lower the amount of moves that you have to use, but they actually like change the weather. So like when Kyogre comes out, he makes it rain, and then if you teach Kyogre Thunder, he never misses. Fun fact, if you didn't know,
I think
Thunder never misses.
Because if it's raining, and then it's
Or if
you're gonna, or if
sunny
it's
day.
snowing, then never miss
Solar Beam
Blizzard.
doesn't have to charge up. Yeah. Solar Beam doesn't have to charge up if it's sunny day. So teach it to Groudon.
I'm gonna say my favorite is actually Gen 5, the Cobalion, Virizion, and Trekion. Even though I've never played the games, I think it's a little biased from the Pokemon Go where I caught a shiny Cobalion on my first attempt. But at the same time, like I don't know, they're the most diverse also. Like water, grass, rock fighting, like it's.
Well, it's interesting is because I didn't really didn't play too many Pokemon games after
the Emerald,
probably the third generation. Yeah,
So-
I think after Emerald, I don't know a lot of these other legendaries that well, outside of like finally getting to use them or see them or catch them in like Pokemon Go, so or Pokemon Sword. So like for example, in one of the DLCs, I ran into Viserion, caught it because I didn't know what it was, and then I was like, oh, and then I like discovered it was legendary, and I was like, oh,
Ooh.
like I didn't know that about this Pokemon. So like though I'm wanting to know more about them, but for right now, for me, they're just like, oh,
So I kind of like the new generation games because like you don't know what these Pokemon are actually because I think the kids nowadays they know everything, but like as a person who grew up like with every new generation, there's new stuff to discover. It's like, oh, what are these? Like, what type are they, or how do they use in battle? I'm more intrigued about like actually catching them and seeing like what they can actually do instead of just like, oh, Caterpie. Oh, let's just run him over real quick and then.
I mean, I was a run over until like you seemed like you were worth it. I had to see you in battle, but also like a random thought that I just had. I was like, did you guys ever enter like specifically? I think it came into like Gen 3, which was like a beauty competition where you had to like use your moves and like combine your berries to like
get
give
ribbons.
You like beauty and ribbons. Yeah,
I did it once. I think I did it for like a Chikorita.
Yeah, I just remember
Something.
like. Also, who is in the comments, description? Let us know who's your favorite Pokemon. Mine is specifically Garchomp.
Here we go. It's one and two.
Garchomp.
What You say one bad thing about Garchomp, other than he's weak against ice. Like ice will wreck him. But other than that, fast, powerful. Also, if I was going to be a gym leader, I'd be a ground type gym leader.
Was it? My favorite Pokemon is Cubone. Because
that's fucking sad.
It's sad,
so
but hold
sad.
up. There's a story behind it. It's because in elementary school we got lunch numbers, and my lunch number was 104, which and corresponding to the Pokédex is Cubone, and so I've been a Cubone fan ever since. And I didn't know I didn't know his sad backstory. Now I do, but it's. I don't know. He's still adorable. He's still adorable. Yes, wears the skull of his dead mother to protect himself. But no, but at the same time, like he's just adorable, cute as can be. Just very, very tragic backstory.
I won't say that. He's also a ground type, so
but
one right there.
I'd choose poison type for a gym too.
Poison? I feel like there's not even any good poison type Pokemon.
There are plenty of good poison types. The thing is, I'm blinking on its name right now.
There are plenty.
Yeah. Okay,
you got Gengar. Gengar is cool, but like, what else?
The Gen 7. There's a water poison that's pretty cool. It's not Toxicroak, but Toxicroak is cool Pokemon too.
Oh, you had to wait until Gen 7 to get a cool Pokemon.
Yep.
Toxtricity is one of my favorite poison type Pokemons.
What is the name?
Okay.
It's in one of my favorite Pokemon. I don't not my favorite, but one of my favorite poison Pokemons in general. The moment I saw that Pokemon and knew it was in Sword and Shield, I had to get it. I immediately went for it.
What was it called again?
Toxtricity. A mixture of being toxic and electric.
I was like, if it's not electric, then
yeah. And it has two modes. It has like a rocker mode and like a chill mode. It's like it's blue or yellow with the purple. It's dope. But getting us a little bit back on track.
Yeah. Do you got like a little Pokemon rant?
Wrapping this. Yeah, gonna wrap this up a little bit with kind of ending it out. Just a lot of anime video games. There was this There was this Bleach game on the PS3. If anybody still has a PS3, I would go find this Bleach game. It was really cool. I had an SAO game, Lost Song. It was trash. I don't recommend that game. Of course, Jump Force. I think I played it before, but I will never buy it. But it seems interesting because it is like the conglomeration of all the different anime characters. So it's kind of, well, not all, but a lot of them. So so those of you who do like your whole like versus things, just go play Jump Force and battle it out yourself. And then, of course, Smash Bros.
Smash.
Smash Bros. Good. You get anime characters in there
exactly
because of everything that they've added now.
throw the generic Pokemon trainer out there who can add Pokemon in there, and then you can also
Hey.
I don't know
add whatever
why
that
they just didn't add Charizard.
Fire-
Don't sleep on Pokemon Trainer.
Yeah.
Huh?
I know,
They
but
added
like with the
Charizard.
Pokemon trainer, with Ivysaur and like who was the last one? Squirtle.
Squirtle.
It's no, it's just dumb. It's like they could have just made because they just want to add Charizard in the game. That's all I believe for Pokemon trainer. They had to be like, oh, but we can't just favor Charizard.
I personally like when I play with Pokemon Trainer. My favorite character to play with is Squirtle. Like, but also they added like a lot of just random Pokemon. Like I felt like not Infernape.
Incineroar.
Who's like the wrestling Incineroar? Yeah, like he seemed kind of random. Pichu. Why do we need Pichu who does damage to themselves?
Pichu is adorable.
One of the most frustrating characters. Yeah, but we have Pikachu, so what do we need Pichu for?
Same thing with Lucario. There's already Mewtwo. Why add both of them?
Well, Lucario is actually worth a damn, unlike Pichu.
Wow. Like Pichu. I was talking about Lucario and Mewtwo. They're pretty much the same thing. Just they both do like the little energy ball.
But they're different. Like they're just like their movement is even different enough to be different. But like Pichu does pretty much the same things as Pikachu, but just damages themselves. Like, why?
But why? Cool.
But any other games that you guys want to dive into before we wrap it up?
I think that's about it for me. Like I can't think of anything else. It's just
Fight.
I know there's a new
Fight
Demon Slayer fighting game that's coming out recently that I want to play. Reminds me a lot of not Pirate Wars, but Ninja Storm. But nothing else is just like sticking out to me.
It's like
But I just loved anime and video games. It's always interesting to see the rendition or the iteration that relates to like, hey, this is how we envision a game based on this anime.
it's like come
Right.
fight me on Dragon Ball Fighter Z. BL.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know you said you had Fighter Z, so I didn't know if you want to talk about that.
It's good. I'm enjoying the little story arc kind of thing, like rescuing the characters. And I mean, I guess it's like typical, like it's like any like, oh, I don't like the characters. You have to go and find them in the story mode before you can play them. Because it's just weird. Because to start off, I mean, you can only play as like Goku. I think like Tien and Krillin or something like that. It's some like so low character. Like, but then I'm decent way into it. I think I'm almost done with the first story arc of the game. But I'm about to go rescue Vegeta. At the same time, like I will fight anybody. And I almost won my first ranked match too. I was half a character's health bar away online, but I'm down to fight.
You down to fight?
Can't do.
I don't think I've ever, besides Smash Bros. I don't think I've ever played in like a real fighting game. We gotta do that.
We shall soon.
Yeah, I remember having to unlock Android 21.
Mm. Wait, have you unlocked her?
I think in Fighter Z. I know she's also in
Xenoverse.
She's actually in Kakarot and in Xenoverse. So I definitely had to get her in one of those. I'm looking at the tier list now of some of these characters. I remember when I saw that they added Ultra Instinct Goku and people were losing their minds about it. Do you see a lot of people? So, like, what are some of the characters people are fighting you with in the ranks that you're doing when you go online?
It's been about 5 days since I've been on there, but like I'm looking at the thing now. Like I use like little smaller characters just because I like the height advantage kind of thing. But they were, I think, Goku Black. Some guy had Bardock, and then I think it wasn't Android 21. They had somebody else. I think Vegito or Go.
Yes, yeah, I remember. Okay, Vegito was definitely one people used a lot.
But like I
was
gonna say I'm looking at the tier list of what people voted for kind of thing, but it's like, it's.
I see that they're gonna release. It's unreleased currently, but they're gonna add in Super Baby 2.
Yeah.
Like
so remember from GT.
GT?
Remember when Baby took over Vegeta, and then like whatever that mode was, like the Super Saiyan mode that wasn't the blue one yet, or the Gold Monkey. Yeah, they're gonna add that. That looks pretty cool.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. No, but
Zamasu's on here too. Damn.
Yeah, no, because I use Goku Black because I like his abilities a little better, but I think I use him, Kid Buu, and Gotenks is what I chose for my party. Or no, actually,
Super Saiyan
actually no, I
Kamikaze
used Buu. I
attack.
didn't use Kid Buu. I used regular Buu because regular Buu has some. He just has awesome attacks that can hit almost anywhere. Stretchy arms are powered in that game.
Yeah, Kid Buu. I think the top five is Ultra Instinct, Goku, Bardock, GT, Goku, Cell. Man, Cell right there. Also, they should bring Cell back to life in the Dragon Ball Z Super Series. I'd like to see that. That would get me watching again.
Super.
Super
And
Saiyan
Kid
4
Buu.
Gogeta. Oh,
Uh,
Oh,
like
I love my
I was
GT
like I like
characters.
GT characters. I don't like GT story. Actually, they should put a Omega Shenron in there. Why not? Yes.
Yes,
I-
that aspect of GT, the whole Dark Dragon Balls, evil Shenrons 1 through 9
Yeah.
or 7, whatever. What was the
Seven,
number?
yeah, seven. But the first five were jokes. The
Yeah.
mold, the whatever, the water demon person, whatever. If
And then, yeah, get
If
Omega
Pan can
Shenron.
have a same fight with you, and you're a was a dragon monster, and Pan can still whip your butt, you don't deserve to be a dragon monster.
Man. Yeah, you just looking at this list, I'm like, maybe I should get back on it.
Oof.
Oh
Yeah.
man. But guys, it was awesome. So many fun video games to play and more to come out. I'm sure we're going to dive into even more anime video games 'cause we're all gamers. We love playing video games. And obviously, I'm starting to stream, so I'll be probably streaming some of these. I have the whole geek aspect in my username, so I have to play some of these types of games, right? But those of you listening, if you haven't already, please be sure to follow us on our social media. We are on Instagram as The Anime Feast, on Twitter and YouTube as Anime Feast. Like Matt said earlier, if you haven't already, be sure to follow and subscribe on those sites and in YouTube. Hit that notification bell. And until next time,
stay frosty, my friends.
Peace.
peace.
It's
Swan through Frosty.
I know. That's all.
Is it because you're cold?
Stay hungry.
I know. That's what I was like. I thought you did it on purpose, but whatever. That's fine. Oh my god.
It's fine.
And stop streaming.